First one, we got the integral of 4x times square root of x dx. You do need to realize that this is a product, and there is no product rule for integrals, so we have to do something first before we integrate this. What I would do is I would recognize that this is really 4x times x to the 1/2. Right, square root of x is the same as x to the 1/2. For that matter, x is the same as x to the first power. And when you write it like that, hopefully you recognize that the rule here is to add the exponents. So 1 plus 1/2 is 3/2. Okay, so really, doing the multiplication first, this is the integral of 4x to the 3/2. Now you can integrate. You can integrate by increasing the power by 1. Well, first of all, the 4 is going to come along for the ride. And then the integral of x to the 3/2, you increase the power by 1 and then divide by that number. Okay, and of course plus c. And then you could simplify that, 4 times 2/5, that would be 8/5. So 8/5 x to the 5/2 plus c. Okay. Second one, you're integrating a quotient. Again, you can't integrate a quotient. There is no quotient rule for integrals. So we have to rewrite it. And the way you rewrite it is to write them as, break it up as two separate fractions over the same denominator. You could rewrite those as x to the 1/2 power downstairs. And again, I'm going to write, with the x, I'll write that as x to the first power, because I am going to try to simplify those. The first one, that's just 4x to the negative 1/2 power, right? Having a positive 1/2 power is the same as having a negative 1/2 power. Well, a positive 1/2 power in the bottom is the same as having a negative 1/2 power. Here, since you have powers of x on both top and bottom, the rule is to subtract them. 1 minus 1/2 would be positive 1/2. Okay, so notice I haven't integrated anything yet. I've just done a little bit of algebra to simplify this into a form where you can integrate. Now I go ahead and integrate each piece. The rule again is to increase the power by 1 and divide by the number. So let's see, if you increase negative 1/2 by 1, it becomes positive 1/2. You'd have to divide by 1/2, which is the same as multiplying by 2. Then you do the same thing here with the x to the 1/2. The new power would be x to the 3/2, and then divided by 3/2, that's the same as times 2/3. Okay, that's the integral of each piece, plus c, of course. And then you can simplify that. 4 times 2 is 8. So this is 8 x to the 1/2 plus 2/3 x to the 3/2 plus c. Okay. Yeah, both of those, first one was a product. You had to multiply it out first before integrating. Second one's a quotient. You have to simplify the quotient first before integrating. Okay, there is no, you cannot integrate a product or a quotient. Third one, same deal. It's a product. So you have to simplify the product, and the way to do it is to distribute. 2t times 1 would be 2t, or 2 to the t, sorry. 2 to the t times 5 to the t, that would be 10 to the t. Okay, another property of exponents there. Now the integral of 2 to the t is 1 over the natural log of 2 times 2 to the t. And similarly, the integral of 10 to the t would be 1 over the natural log of 10 times 10 to the t. And then plus c. And there's not a whole lot you can really do to simplify that, so I'm just going to leave it. Okay, that's that's like using the formula for the integral of b to the x, or b to the t, right? Exponential base b.